Hello. So the hero of the month is Martha. This video I'd usually do a bit earlier in the month, but we had some other we had all the Lara Croft announcement stuff, and that's kind of kept me making videos about other things. But Martha is the hero of the month, and she's actually a pretty good hero. So let's go look at her. We'll talk about her, and then I'll explain why you need her, like why she's important to have. But first, let's read her description. It says Martha, a special type of tea grows in the woods of Zarakar. It grants longevity and heals the most dangerous wounds. Guarded by the foremother, ancient forebear to all tortoises, the marvelous tea has been hidden from human sight until a young woman named Martha received its gifts, paying an enormous price in return. Right? If you don't know Martha, like her default skin, she appears as an old woman. That's the price she paid. She's actually a young woman. That's why you see in those other skins. But yeah, the tea was cursed or whatever. Gave her, like I said, gave her powers, but made her look older. But let's go look at her skills. Foremother's Oath, which increases ally speed for 6 seconds, which ups to 250%. Is actually a pretty good buff. 6 seconds of 250% haste is really good. Like, that's actually a pretty decent ult, and she does buff armor to go with it, so that's not bad. Secret of Longevity, like I said, she is a healer. Her other 3 abilities are all healing abilities. Martha's basic attack heals when a projectile hits an enemy. The farther projectile travels, more health it's restored, so she heals herself with her basic attacks. Tea Party, conjure a totem in front of the character that restores the allies' health. Enemies can't be targeted totem, but it can't target the totem, but it can take AoE damage. But this is a lot of healing. It's AoE healing for like 8 seconds for the whole team, and then a healing brew. While the totem is active, the ally with the least health now receives additional healing. So her main heal that heals the party, this is magic attack based, but this one's actually health based on our own health. This one's also health based, but since it's self healing, like this one doesn't matter as much. Like I said, some people think you need to do health on her, but I'm like, magic attack is definitely your most important stat since that's the one that does the AE healing. But she's not like, unlike a lot of heroes, like some people, like you can keep her health higher to get the more benefit here. But I do think because her ult's pretty good, having less health is pretty good on her. Plus buffing armor is good. And I actually did a video kind of explained maybe you don't want to like overbuff Martha. Like I've like said, overbuffing Martha like could be bad. Like I feel like I've overdeveloped her a bit. But getting her artifact maxed out is pretty good. Getting that armor buffing here. But let's go look at there are other ones. You can go look at this. This one's a health artifact, so it does magic attack, but also does health. And this is intelligence. I mean, this one's easily her most important one. The weapon, I'd say Irene's the next one. On this one is also good, but the Irene does add more magic attack, and the health, like I said, it's kind of a double-edged sword. It does help her self healing a bit, but her self healing, like she always has self heals plenty. And the other one, her fourth ability, the healing brew, like this does help a bit, but being able to ult more often, buff that, get that speed boost more often, getting that armor buff more often probably helps you more. So lower health, I actually feel is better on her. Some people disagree. I think it's better to have lower health on her. But I did do her health glyph, and I would probably recommend skipping it for most people these days. But magic attack's good, intelligence is good. Like I said, these are all good. You'd probably want to start this one and then do this one, then armor, magic, defense, and then I'd probably recommend skipping health. For skins, same thing. Focus on magic attack, and then intelligence, then do armor, and then you could skip the health ones. Like I never did her new health one because I feel like I've overdone it. And I said I have her stuck on Ascension Ring 2 because I want to add more health to her. So she's stuck here on Ascension Ring 2, and I kind of feel like, I feel like my Martha might be doing better if I left that with lower health, because she'd be able to drop that health buff more often. But, like I said, you could put her in a lot of teams, but one of the main reasons you want her, though, is for guild raids, right? For guild raids, you can fight the high-level boss using, Martha as your healer, so you can do Stone Cold Lines. You're probably the easiest to obtain for a lot of people. Like I said, you can use Cornelis lines, but one, Cornelis is a terrible hero in PvP, and two, you have to be good at your timing. And I still haven't developed Cornelis on my account. I don't know if I ever will. Like I can't justify investing in Cornelis for a hero who's quite literally worthless outside of here, and you really have to have your timing down. Like I have a few people in this guild who try to do the Cornelis, they can't do it consistently. So I feel like this team's just gonna give you more consistent results most of the time. Like, I've watched the Cornelius video, I've watched my guildmates try it, I've watched them fail trying it. So I just, it's like everyone's like, Cornelius, Cornelius. I'm like, nah. Like so even like people I think seen trying it, I think they've gone back to just, yeah, there you go, Stone Cornelius, 146 million. Like, I get that with the Stone Cold line. Like, it's one of those things, like, there you go. Like, it's just, I can get that with the Stone Cold line most weeks, so I just don't see, like, the point. Like, in potential high is higher, maybe, if you're lucky, but you gotta get your timing right. But for the most part, though, but both teams you're gonna use Martha, so for the most part, though, we run it like this. This is why we want Martha. Oh, but I'm talking it, actually. We didn't want to Axel to use his ult yet. Oh, well. I'm talking, messing it up. At least Bubbles just up when we needed it, so it wasn't too bad. Because you want Bubbles of Justice for the Meteor Storm, that's why we use Axel. Boom. And her armor buff, helps a lot versus the meteors. Uh-huh. Oh, here we go. There we go. Bubbles of Justice plus a Martha ult. Those two together usually is enough to protect against the meteor shower. Boom, boom. Not getting good crits this week. Oh, wow, that's a lag spike. There we go. Boom, then that goes up. But if you have less health, though, she can do this more often, which will help your damage, which will help you buff that armor more often. So it's kind of right. I feel like I've overdeveloped my Martha. Okay, this isn't going to be my best. But I had like 150 million last week, but we're not getting the good crits. Like, so there's a lot of randomness. But sometimes my Martha might be overdeveloped. Alright, we got almost 100 million. See, it's pretty good. Like I said, this is pretty consistent and reliable. Like, 100 million's pretty good. Like I said, last we got about 150 million. Unfortunately, I can't show it, but this right here is why you want Martha, is so you can have her for the Osh the Eternal Keeper. Yeah, in theory, you could do a bit better if you use the Cornelius Jet team, but I haven't developed either of those heroes on this count, and they are not a priority right now. And both of them are intelligence based, so it's gonna be, if I ever do that line, it'll probably be at least a year from now. For all of those you keep wanting to do a video about it, I'm not going to do a video about it anytime soon. But look, 146 million, I've done that with Stone Cold, so look at this. This guy has Stone Cold here, similar type of damage. Stone Cold, like I said, so it's not, I don't see it being significantly better. It can be. I think it has a higher ceiling, but it also has more randomness, plus you have time. But also, look, notice his Martha's a lot weaker. Notice how it's just red rank. It's not red +1, not red +2 or anything. Like I said, my Martha, it's red +2. My Martha's overdeveloped. Like, that's part of the problem. Like, you don't want to overdevelop your Martha. Yeah, no, in actual, like, PvP fights, you can use her in most teams as a healer. Like, I think a lot of times you want Celeste, but if you look at ranking, like, she's fine. If you look at arena, a lot of people will use her in the arena. Oh, and doesn't have a healer at all. Celeste is really calm. I think Celeste is probably like as an actual like far as healing goes, I think she's a better healer. Like she can usually has better potential because she does single target healing. Like and she's just really good. Plus she can protect against daze effects, and she also can block. She does better. She does a lot better DPS. Martha has like no DPS whatsoever. Martha's DPS pretty much she has whatever she adds from her haste buff. No healer there. I guess you count Nebula, but go Celeste and Martha. You'll see Celeste a lot. You'll see Martha a lot. I said Thea is pretty good too. Yeah, not too much more to say. But if you want to know a bit more about like why you shouldn't overinvest Martha, like I said before, they added like the new artifacts and stuff. I was actually kind of had my Martha too overinvested, but I did a whole video about that showing like kind of like I was struggling in the guild raids because my Martha was just, you know, not ulting as much as she needed to be, which was really hurting me. And yeah, you can find that video down below. As always, thank you for watching.